going on, everybody? Welcome to another video here with AverageGuysGaming. My name is Michael. Today, it's an honest review, Grid Legends and all of its DLC. We're going to start with the base game, and then we're going to go through each of the DLCs, what I did like, what I didn't like, and then we're going to give it a final overall score at the end. So let's talk about base game first. What we saw on the channel here was not the career mode. What we played on the channel was the story of Seneca Racing. There are two sides to this, to Grid Legends as a base game in itself. You have your story side, which is what we played on the channel, and then you have a full career side that's actually broke up into 4 sections, rookie, amateur, pro, and expert. I forget the classes, but it's broke down to that you're doing different things within inside each one of those. Different races, different classes, racing different cars. In that career side of it, you can purchase cars. You can, by driving them, you unlock the ability to upgrade those cars, open liveries and things like that, and also complete sponsor goals that you can also do via career. Some of them have to be done via career. So there's a lot of content here. The story's not super long. You're probably 4 to 6 hours on story play, depending on how quickly you go through things and see it. And if you sit through and watch everything, under 10 hours. Career, lots and lots of content on the career side of the base game. Again, you've got 4 sections that you have to do, and you have to complete the previous one before you can go to the next one. 4 sections, 8 different entries inside of that, and then inside of each one of those ranges from anywhere from 6 to 10 individual events. So we'll just keep it 10, say 10 for simple math, 80 events. Times that by another 4, you've got 320 different events that you have to do through career. So a lot of things to go on here. I do have career sliders. We can increase the length of the races, which I've done. I play on ×2. You can actually increase it all the way to ×4, which does affect story, all of your story content, and also affects your career content as well. So any of your settings that you change, career based on the game, changes everything raw, which I think is good. DLC, we had 4 DLCs. We just completed the last one. We've got Car-nage, Enduring Experience, Rise of Raven West, and Winter Bash. We're going to start with Car-nage. Great addition to Grid, full-on demo derby kind of thing, which is kind of cool. Adds a different element to the game. The hitboxes, though, were a little hard to get, especially on races that you had to cause damage. You really had to crush into them, which gave you damage, including them. So my small miss there at that point when it comes to that DLC, I wish, you slam into them, you should gain a few points, but you can, hitting against them didn't honestly do a whole lot. You really had to smash into them with full-on speed, which in a real demo derby, that's kind of what you want. Faster you go, more speed you get. But in the sense of a racing demolition derby, you have stuff to finish the race in order to do anything. You can crash as many cars as you want, but if you don't finish, you don't get paid. Enduring Spirits DLC, I'd like this one. It was definitely different because I kind of picked up from the end of Seneca's, where it ended and how things were going, and you got to see kind of the new side of this, which was nice. But when I saw Enduring Spirits, I really thought endurance style racing, something like a Daytona, 24 hours at Daytona, or some longer races, things like that, where pit stops may or may not have been needed. We didn't get that. We did a deeper dive into Yumi Tanaka's side of what she enjoyed in the sense of her racing, Laura being added to the team from the fall of Raven West. Interesting concepts, but I expected endurance, and we didn't really get it. It was definitely a good DLC. It wasn't bad. Just like Carnage is a good DLC, it wasn't bad. Worth the play. 10 episodes or 10 little story missions there. So I think each of the DLC has a couple of hours worth of play into them at that point. We'll say 3 to be generous. The Rise of Raven West, probably one of my favorite DLCs that have come out so far. And I think it's because I'm nostalgic on the original Grid game, all the way back to PlayStation 3 when Grid was first ever created. Raven West was always an enemy, always the one you were chasing. Like, they were that crown. It didn't talk anything about Nathan or Ryan McCain, which I do enjoy that they kind of added a face to this villain that's always been there. You had Grid 2, you had Grid Autosport, and then you had the rebrand of Grid, and now with Grid Legends, which is super nice. It kind of went twofold from there for me at that point. So good DLC. I love the back and forth bickering to them. It really kind of fed into that DLC. I felt like whatever team was that worked on that, hats off to you guys at Codemasters. That was a great DLC. I loved it. Carnage was a good DLC as well. So, I mean, again, Enduring Spirits was good. Like I said, I wish it would have been more endurance-based racing versus just kind of what we're getting with sprints and things like that. On to the newest DLC, Winter Bash. Focused on a G's, which is good. Being your mechanic, nice to see him brought into the fold. It's a miss for me. It's the one DLC I didn't enjoy. I felt it was rushed. I felt it was really centered around drifting. It really wasn't about racing, and it was about trying to do things in the snow, which I was kind of excited for. I was like, cool, great, racing in the snow, racing on tracks where you have to accommodate for black ice spots or icy conditions, things like that. But it was really more about drifting, stunting, and things like that. Like, hey, there's a time attack, pass a bunch of cars. Okay, but I generally do that on time attack already on its own, so that really wasn't a challenge for me. The few that we got with the electric cars about flipping a car, okay, I'll give you that. It was interesting, but realistic in this and what you're doing, it's a miss. I just think, why would you barrel roll a car and then try to drive a damaged car to win? Like, I didn't enjoy it. I felt that content was really rushed because obviously we just got Rise of Raven West not more than a month ago or 2 months ago, and this one was pushed out right behind it. Feel the distance between Enduring Spirits and Rise of Raven West was really a longer time. I want to say it was probably 3 or 4 months difference. So I think that team had a bit more time to work on that DLC, or had been working on it for the whole go. And I think it shows with the creativity behind that, flashbacks to when Nate was younger, to when things kind of went in and obviously ended with Nathan and Ryan going at it. The Winter Bash, man, hard pass. Part of the DLC, part of the add-on content, so free, but as a single piece, I don't think it's worth its money by itself. But as an overall for Grid Legends, lots of stuff to do here, lots of story mode, lots of career, and then we didn't even touch on the online play. Lots of online play, great competitiveness at that point, good place to level up and rep up and earn miles for your cars, buy cars. Money's a bit of an issue for the game. Like, you definitely blow through money real quickly, especially as you upgrade cars. It doesn't seem that way, but you can definitely get stuck not having any money. Not only is there an upgrade system for the cars, there is an upgrade system for you and your mechanic and teammate, and a whole different side of it, which all costs money as well. So depth content here, which is great. Reasons to keep playing. Definitely good replayability, and a good reason to come back. It's a great series. I'm probably a little biased because I played from the very, very first Grid game ever to this one, and I hope to see Codemasters make another one. I hope EA doesn't squash it and throw loot boxes and shit like that in it, but we'll see where it's at. Not a whole lot of bad here for Grid. Like I said, the one Winter Bash DLC, hard pass for me. That's my only bad at that point, and it's not horrible. It's just, for me, it's a miss. Overall, Grid Legends, I'm gonna say it's an 8, 7.5. It definitely could lean to 8. There's a lot here, a lot of replayability. As a base game, it's an 8 or 9 all day. Lots to do there. The DLCs add more depth to it. Each one of them adds, points and things like that. But again, the Winter Bash DLC just kind of dings it for me. There's still an issue with curbs and spinning out real easy. That's kind of why I'm giving it a 7.5. I'm being a little harsher on it. So say 7.5, 8 is where it really lands. And it's a great game. Lots of hours of replayability, solo and with friends all day. You can create your own lobbies, join lobbies, create private races. Great game. It's an older game, obviously, as we're getting into it now. Seen it on sale in most of PlayStation Store and the Xbox. I played it on both. We started the story on PlayStation, and then I converted over to Xbox. Currently, right now, if you have Game Pass, it's free. Go get it. And honestly, the full upgrade, like mechanics pass thing, I think, which gives you all the DLC, I think is even on sale too. I think it's $20. I'm not sure. I know it's on sale for Xbox. Per GameStop, Grid Legend base game, PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4, $13.58. Go get it. Xbox is showing the same way. Absolutely worth picking up at that point. Like I said, Xbox has it in Game Pass for free. So under $20, you won't be disappointed. Always worth a play. And the stories, it's goofy and it's entertaining, and then it redeems itself. So that's my review, guys. 7.5, 8 out of 10. It's where I like it. It's where it's kind of be. So we're going to wrap it up. If you haven't done it, hit the like and subscribe button for me. We're uploading 3 days a week, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, when we will catch you guys next time. Peace.